What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. This is probably one of the most sought out videos everyone has been wanting to see on this channel. As you guys can see, I am not in my normal working environment. I am in San Antonio, Texas, still on leave, and haven't really been busting out that many videos just because I've been on leave. But anyway, let's get straight to it. It's gonna be a raw and honest Q&A questionnaire about anything there is as far as my life, what I'm doing right now, Air Force, stuff like that, firefighting, the whole spiel. It's gonna be here right now. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Randy, what helped you on the running part of your PT test? What helped you improve your running times? So I had this app on my phone, right? I would actually track my runs. It's called Map My Run, and I'll show you guys. I'll put a screenshot right here. Map My Run, and it literally just tracks your runs. It tells you your average pace for your average miles, so on and so forth, right? And this is before I went to basic. I would be keeping a constant update, you know, like every run I would do probably like, I'd be running like every four times a week before I left to basic. And then if you're not at shape by the time you get to basic, honestly, basic gets you in shape. Next question is gonna be, how does your schedule work with days off? So Peterson Air Force Base, Colorado, we run 24 on, 24 off. And I've heard from other bases, like, not even bases, like other departments, they're like, damn, that must suck. And I can't really give you another aspect. I mean, they used to run 48 on, 48 off at Peterson, but then they decided to go back to the 24 on, 24 off because they said it was causing problems. It was like giving guys too much time off. And I'm just like, what? It's just like 48 on. So we're getting in trouble, stuff wasn't being accomplished, but that's just what was going on at Peterson. I know some bases run 48-72s, which is that's Cheyenne Mountain Air Force Base in Colorado Springs, where I'm at too. Schriever Air Force Base, they run 48 on, 48 off, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Or they run 24 on, 48 off. And then Air Force Academy, my buddy out there tells me they run 48 on, 48 off. And that's also in Colorado Springs. So if you see that, there's like 5 military bases there, and they all run different schedules, right? But I was just told 24 ons are pretty brutal. So we do 24 on, 24 off, and then you keep doing that, and we're each assigned a K day. So every 2 weeks, let's say my K day is Tuesday, right? So I would work Sunday, I'm off Monday, and then my K day is Tuesday. I was supposed to work, but they gave me the day off because that's my Kelly day. So I'm off again. And then the next day my shift isn't even on shift anymore, so they're off. So that gives me 3 days off, and then I'll go back the following day, which is going to be a Thursday. So let me run that down. So Sunday I'm at work. Monday we're off work, right? Tuesday we're supposed to be on work, but I have my Tuesday Kelly day. That means I skip the day, right? Then my shift is off work, so I'm off for 3 days, right? Then again I go back to work on Thursday. I love K days, but they just seem to go by so fast just because you're on that 24-hour shift work, and it kind of sucks. Like I said, I've only worked 24, so I can't give you an input if I liked 48s or if I like 48-72s. It would be beautiful if we went 48-72s, in my opinion, though, because 3 days off, I take a K day every day off. And K days are so necessary because sometimes I just feel so drained coming from work, and I hate taking a nap. And you're probably thinking, oh, drained? Like, what do you mean drained? Like, it's different when you have military firefighting and firefighting. So anyone who's a firefighter knows firefighting is physically demanding, and then you got your military. So if you guys don't know, military is, I think it's ranked #1 as the most stressful job, and then firefighting is #2 most stressful job in like some ranking system that I saw. And you're living the best of both worlds whenever you're in the military and firefighting. So you got the 2 most stressful jobs in the world intertwined, and you got to follow all your military stuff, and then you got to do all your firefighting stuff on top of it. So it makes the day very, 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 very long and stressful. And I'm not complaining. I mean, I signed up what I wanted to sign up for, and I'm enjoying it, right? But it just makes the days very long, and you got to work with what you got to do. You know what I mean? So people say like, don't you get to sleep there? So you should be really rested. Well, not necessarily, because you got to sleep with one eye open. And what I mean is, you got to listen to the tones. You're not really in a deep sleep. If anything, I kind of wake up more tired than if I was like sleeping at home, you know, because I don't have to worry about missing a call. If I miss a call, I get paperwork, I get in trouble. You know, usually the first time's a warning, but if it continues to happen, like, they can't trust you to be on the truck because you're gonna keep missing your calls. But it's usually loud, so you wake me up like 99% of the time. He's asking, how does he take days off, right? So you have this thing called the leave web, right? So as far as I know, most everybody who's an Air Force firefighter has to project their leave a whole year ahead of time. So for example, my shift, we all come together in the month of December, right? And we all discuss, okay, I want these days for next year off. And then you try talking to other people who might want to have those days. That way you guys don't get them. Like, you don't want to be basically on leave when someone else is trying to request leave. You know, like, you can't be two guys. I think our rule is you can't have more than two guys on leave at the same time. But I think we did away with that rule. Some other stations might only allow one guy to be on leave at one period of time throughout the year. Some bases might allow more, just depending on the manning. But I'm just gonna go off by what we did. Is you talk to other people and you let them know, like, hey, I'm requesting these days, and let's try not to, you know, like, let's try not to request the same dates. That way I'm like more prone to getting approved for that. So what I usually do is, like, this year, well, last year in December, I requested for this year, right? So last year I requested for July, a time spent in July, 2 weeks off in July, and then a time spent off in November that's going to be coming up in 4 months, right? So I requested those off, and your station captain, the way my station captain does it is he would go down the list and he would basically go from ranking, right? So the highest ranking military-wise is going to go first, so that'd be our assistant chief. He's gonna get basically his top picks. Then they'll go all the way down to the lowest ranking guy. For a while it was me. I think I was still an airman, like just a one striper E2, and I still got approved like the days I wanted, because no one requested those days that I wanted to be on leave for. So it was pretty cool. I had my first choices and stuff like that last year. But this year I got to put in as an A1. No, actually I was an airman still at the time. Yeah, I was still an airman the time I put in for this year, because I've already put in twice. Like, I've been here almost 2 years, so I've put in leave for twice. But this year as an airman, basically the lowest ranking guy on my whole shift, I still got approved the days I wanted to, and which is pretty awesome, because I got the 4th of July off and I'm getting Thanksgiving, and that's crazy because those are holidays. I'm surprised no one else higher ranking wanted them. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, you just got to work it out with the buddies who are on your shift. Make sure you guys are not on the same time, and then when the time comes around, once you're approved by your station captain, go on leave web with your CAT card in the computer, type it up, and like, yep, this many days. It's a website, military website. Type it up, fill out all the information, where you're going, stuff like that. Like, that gets sent off to somewhere in the Air Force. And then it gets approved by your commander. The chain of command stuff comes back down and lets you know that you're approved through your email and you're good to go. They give you a leave number. You print off the papers and you take it with you, and you are set in stone to go back home or vacation, wherever you want to go. Next question: do Air Force firefighters get deployed often? This is basically pretty much base dependent, because I know there's some bases who are heavy on deploying, as opposed to other bases who will hardly deploy. And it also depends if you're like active duty, reserve, National Guard. As far as Peterson, I think we deploy like maybe one team a year, and other bases deploy high frequently. I know one of my buddies told me Randolph in San Antonio deploys pretty frequently, and that's pretty cool. I mean, I would love to be there, but it just depends. Like I said, it's literally base dependent. if you're gonna be deployed often. What vehicles do you have at your station? Great video, by the way. Hey man, thanks for the comment. We have our trucks are KME Panthers, those are our engines, and then our vehicles are gonna be Oshkosh trucks. That's the brand that they're like, the company who like makes them and manufactures them. One of our ribs is actually a Ford F550. Yeah, 550, big boy toy. That's our UHP rib. Then we also have International, which is going to be our hazmat vehicle, and then that's our P31, and then our P30, our rescue vehicle. What is that? I'm not even too sure what the brand is on that one. And then finally, we have our command vehicles are going to be Chief 1 and Chief 2. They are both Chevys. One of them is a Chevy Silverado, and the other one is a Chevy Equinox. So they're pretty chill. And then I think it's pretty much all our vehicles right there that are, all of them are KMEs, engines, yep, our vehicles, Oshkosh, and yeah. Can you do videos when you get calls? And I really would hate to go on a video and my camera gets damaged, or I get in trouble for recording something I'm not supposed to. There's a lot of things you could violate, especially with people's privacy or HIPAA or things in general. Like, it's very sketchy in my opinion. I probably will never film going on a calls. I will probably film some training, live fire burns, or like a rescue or a hazmat op or something. Maybe record some training. If you guys want to see that, comment down below, let me know. But as far as the actual real life stuff, yeah, like it would be insane. Like, I'd probably get in trouble and kicked out, like, the fuck out of here. But yeah, I would just hate to capture aircraft maybe that's not supposed to be documented and put on the internet and stuff like that. So this is a really solid question. Not so many people know this, right? So can you be an officer in fire protection, or is fire protection just for enlisted? So you cannot be an officer in fire protection. As far as in the structure of things, we do not have any officers in our department in charge. Our highest is going to be our chief, which is an E9 enlisted personnel, E9, Chief Master Sergeant. It's pretty much, that's as high as you're going to get besides like anyone in the fire department. I mean, our squadron commander, he has the fire patch and he's a lieutenant colonel, but he's not a firefighter, he goes through the fire marshal school and he has to learn stuff like that, just because he has to know everything there is to know about the civil engineering. But as far as fire protection, no, we do not have any officers in there, and I do not think there is even a spot available for officers. I could be wrong. Let me know, comment down below. I love hearing the feedback, but no. I get this question pretty much all the time, and it says, when you finish your contract with the Air Force, would you consider joining a paid or volunteer fire department? So if you guys do not know, you got to keep and transfer your certifications that you earned at the DoD Fire Academy. They're going to be with you pretty much until they expire, and you keep those. You could transfer them to civilian side, right? But most civilian side, even though you have your certs, they're going to see your certs and they're like, oh, okay, well, you're still going to have to go through our Fire Academy and see if you meet our requirements here at our school, because it's different than the school you attended, even though you already have your certifications, right? They're gonna do that, right? I would not consider paid nor volunteer, just because I really, like I said, I don't see myself doing firefighting on the outside world. I want to become a dietitian. I want to do like different aspects, I want to open doors for different parts of my life. I don't want to be doing the same thing over and over, I mean, I enjoy it, but it's not something I love. I don't have a passion for it. I don't see myself spending that much time. So, no sir. How could I make sense when I got millions on my